Yes, it's that time of year. And you're invited to the Cartoon Network Christmas party. Get into that holiday spirit. Watch the Christmas party all next week at 7 here on Cartoon Network.
What's going on, everyone? So I've been planning this Cartoon Network rant for a very long time, and it's basically I want to talk about the promos and what made them special back in the day, and why today they're just not the same. I know there's going to be a lot of people saying, "Oh, they're just the." What are you talking about? Do you mean just the bumpers that they had at the end, or just the commercials or whatever? That that doesn't really matter. That doesn't mean anything. Well, sure, on the surface it doesn't mean anything, but really, when you analyze these, there's a hidden layer in all old Cartoon Network stuff that isn't in anything you see today. It's a very small hidden layer, and it's very similar to human, because there's in humans there's a very small hidden layer that you can't normally see unless you stop and analyze, and it's honestly just the fact that you have a heart and the fact that it shows that you really give a damn. I'm going to use a promo that I saw recently that honestly really inspired this rant video. And it was a Cartoon Network Christmas promo, a really old Cartoon Network Christmas promo that I'm going to use as an example as to what I mean when I say that these people really gave a damn and they really had heart. And it like, okay, the promo starts out and it's only 16 seconds, but it immediately starts out with, "You are invited to the Cartoon Network Christmas party." You. It immediately starts off by hooking the viewer. You are invited. You are personally have received an invitation to come to the Cartoon Network Christmas party. Obviously, it's telecasted, and obviously anyone who has cable could tune in and turn it on, right? But when you're a kid, like I said in another video, when you're a kid, you don't normally get included in a lot of things. Everyone always is trying to hush hush when you're around. You don't normally get included on a lot of things. A lot of grown up people don't like having little kids know about a lot of things. Because kids overreact and stuff. So kids are always they usually feel like they're always left in the dark. But what made a lot of the Cartoon Network promos special, especially this one in particular, is the fact that Cartoon Network used to make kids feel like they were part of something, like they were in on it, like they were a part of something bigger. Like they personally got invited to come and watch cartoons on Cartoon Network. You don't really see that in any of today's promos. You want to know what I see in today's promos and commercials and stuff for Cartoon Network? Corporate bullshit. All I see are commercials that they make, not because they want to make them, but because they have to make them. Okay? Like the promos I see today are just, there's no heart. There's no hidden layer. There's just exactly what there needs to be and nothing more. There's no, "You've been personally invited to," no. There's just clips, music, voice dialogue, "New Adventure Time this Saturday," and then that's it. And then, whatever. And they don't have any marathons or anything anymore for you to be, with the exception of Teen Titans Go, I suppose, but that doesn't count because every fucking day is a Teen Titans Go marathon, so that doesn't count. But I'm talking, just a regular, a marathon of something that they just wanted to pull out of their ass. That's what was cool about Cartoon Network back in the day. They could just literally what are we going to do this week, Bob? Let's see. Let's just have, okay, back-to-back episodes of Ed, Ed, and Eddie and Powerpuff Girls, and we'll call it Boy, Girl, Boy, Girl. There we go. That's this week. Look at that. They had something. What does current Cartoon Network do? Nothing. But anyways, back to the promos. what Cartoon Network used to do with those promos is they really helped make you feel like you were part of it, part of something bigger as a kid. That it was more than just sitting down in front of a TV watching cartoons. It was sitting down in front of a TV with your favorite bowl of cereal if it was the morning, or with your favorite I don't know. I used to eat kids' cuisines when I was a kid, so it was always kids' cuisines or bagel bites or whatever I used to eat when I was a little kid. It was always my favorite food, and I was sitting down watching my favorite cartoons. And it was more than just watching your favorite cartoons, because after the show would end, you would see a bumper or you would see a promo with all the cartoons crossing over together, and with all of, them telling you, like, oh, you've been personally invited, reaching out to the viewer, and doing these sorts of things. They don't really do that anymore. There's not really, the crossovers. There's not really the personal, that's it. There's no real level of personal engagement with the viewer anymore. There's almost none. I never see any of it on Cartoon Network anymore. Cartoon Network back in the day, the reason why they were so successful and the reason why we were all so connected was because there was a level of personal connection with the viewer, right? Like, it almost felt like, I don't want to say like a friend or family get together thing, because obviously it's just cartoons and a TV. But there's a way I'm trying to describe this that I can't exactly say, because I'm trying to figure it out. But there was just a way that they were able to use these bumpers and use these promos to just bring us in as the viewer, and really make everything feel, it's really hard for me to describe. I can't think of the word, but I'm sure you guys know exactly what I'm saying. Even Cartoon Network City is my favorite era. But not even including that one. You can go to the Powerhouse, you can go to the Checkerboard era, all of the and I'm not just talking about the commercials anymore. Now I'm talking about like the bumpers. Like, even the bumpers, just the way that they were. Like, it's really so hard for me to describe. And it's not just me. There's tons of people who agree with me, but they can't really describe it either. There was something there. There was something there that just isn't there anymore. And I truly do believe it was because of that hidden layer, the level of connectivity that it had with its viewers. Cartoon Network back in the day didn't feel. I think this is it too. Cartoon Network back in the day didn't feel like it was a corporate, commercialist business just spewing their bullshit at you. They honestly felt like they could probably get no views one day and not even give a shit, right? Like, probably no one could watch Cartoon Network one day and they wouldn't even give a shit. They would still be trying. That would give them more inspiration to try even harder the next week to come up with something to make kids come back and watch. But Cartoon Network nowadays, they don't even care about that. They don't even care about that at all. And you can tell, based on their scheduling, based on their piss poor promos that are lazily edited together, it's ridiculous, honestly, because there's just not that level of heart anymore. Because I always go back and watch Cartoon Network promos every now and again, and I've always been thinking for the longest time, it can't just be nostalgia. Some of these I didn't even grow up with, like the really old ones, like in 1992. Some of them I didn't even grow up with, but yet I can still watch those and think like, man, these are good. But I didn't grow up with them. So it's a fresh start there, and then I watch what's on TV, and it's a fresh start here too. So why am I leaning more towards the other? And I think it's honestly because it's superior. It's got something there. It doesn't feel like it's corporate pandering. It doesn't feel like it's commercialism bullshit. I mean, to be fair, a lot of 80s stuff and early 90s was commercialism bullshit, but it didn't feel like it. You could tell that they actually kind of gave a shit, right? We wanted to buy those toys, damn it. They didn't tell us to do it. We wanted to buy them. You know what I'm saying? But like Cartoon Network City era, for example, my favorite era of all time, when you just see all those characters together, all your favorite shows, and you're talking about those same shows with your real life friends, and then when you guys get together and then you're watching Cartoon Network, and then it's a city era, and then you see all the other cartoons come and get together, it feels like it's a reunion. It feels like, it's a really almost indescribable feeling. It's really incredible what they were able to capture. And you can go back and watch these promos. It's still there. Like, not only did they capture it, but they were able to hold on to it. Like, in my opinion, every time I go back and watch it, they still haven't lost their touch. Like, the City Era promos or anything else, the bumpers, they're all great. They all have that... they just have it. They have that whatever it is that I can't describe, and they haven't lost it. And I don't think that they ever will lose their touch on those old promos, but they've definitely lost their touch in their newer promos, because everything just feels like it's just like, I feel like Cartoon Network is at a point right now where they're satisfied. Like, they don't really have to do anything. They don't really have to try hard. They don't really have to try to do much of anything, and they'll still get, the amount of views, the amount of money that they need to sustain themselves as a company, as a corporation. Because I haven't really seen them do much of anything in the past. How long has it been? 7 years since 2010? I haven't really seen them branch out and try to do anything new. Everything's been same old since C and Reel. And after C and Reel ended, because that was the last big change that they tried to do, it's just been cartoons. And then and that's what it's supposed to be, but hear me out. This is what I'm going to say. It'll just be cartoons, and then a new cartoon will come out, and then the older cartoons will fade away, and then a new cartoon will come out, and then that cartoon will fade away, and then it's just recycle. It's the same thing over and over and over. Old Cartoon Network was different. You'd have those old shows, or you'd have a new show premiere, and yeah, it would get old and it wouldn't get shown as much, but it would never just disappear. Cartoon Network nowadays, there's so many shows that air that they just disappear. There's just none. The regular show, God, the finale was completely, it went almost completely unadvertised. It went almost completely under the radar. And like, that's because there's no commercials or no. I did see a few commercials advertising it, but it wasn't until like the last week or so. I don't know, man. They're just really doing a piss poor job with their commercials and with their promos, and whatever made them special back in the day, they just lost their touch. You want to know what I mean by special, and by making you really feel like you're like this is a party. Like, Cartoon Network is a party, and you need to be there because you want to be there with all your friends and all, everything that makes you feel good as a kid anyway. Watch the Cartoon Network Fridays, not the Cartoon Fridays, though that is classic. I much prefer, personally, the Cartoon Network Fridays opening, where it's got the camera and it starts off in space and then it zooms down and it goes into Cartoon Network Studios, and you see all the characters from all your favorite shows in this office building, and it's got this awesome, super nostalgic for me song in the background. It's amazing. I know, as I'm saying this, because I know there's a couple of the people. What's his name? Sandwich Productions. I know he's gonna comment down below or something, because I got a lot of people who follow me who are just as crazy and big on Cartoon Network as I am, who are gonna be like, "Oh yeah, I love that too," and blah blah blah. I love having these discussions with you guys about Cartoon Network and stuff, because you guys know I'm very nostalgic about these kinds of things, and it's just fun to talk to you guys about this kind of stuff. But yeah, if you guys want to know what exactly I mean and why I can't really find the words to describe exactly what it is that these old promos and these old commercials exactly used to have, watch that opening, the Cartoon Network Fridays opening to where they're all going through the office, and it's great. It's a fantastic cinematic, I want to say masterpiece. Like, it's awesome. But yeah, Cartoon Network really needs to step up their game. I don't know what is like I feel like for the past 7 years or 8 years they've just been like a corpse, right? Like they haven't really been doing anything to improve, but they haven't really been getting any worse either. They've just been kind of stagnant, and that's all they've been doing. Like nothing really has new or huge. Everything's just been stagnant. Like I feel like Cartoon Network back in like 2012 just kind of flatlined, and it's just been this flat line of just boring, and even more boring. And then every now and again it'll bloop up or maybe bloop down, but it'll always go back to that flat line, very stagnant, goes on forever. Cartoon Network was never like that back in the day. Back in the day, Cartoon Network was always up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. It was mostly ups. It was always going, always striving to be better week after week. They were always trying to do something new, something fresh, something to help keep people entertained. And there's just not that drive. I don't see that drive in current Cartoon Network anymore, and it's really sad, honestly. But anyways, guys, comment down below what you guys think. I really do. I do have a couple more Cartoon Network rants planned in the future, but yeah, this is one of them. And I do have something special coming up in like a week. Something really, really special, and I am gonna announce it probably on Tuesday. So it's very huge. I'm not exactly. I'm not. I was gonna say. I was maybe gonna hint it, but no, I'm not gonna hint it. It's huge, and y'all. I really hope y'all like it because this took a lot of planning. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys later, and comment down below, and let's get this discussion going. Bye.